What if you could trade parenting stress for parenting confidence? Our next guest believes that with the right framework, every mother can find her footing. She is an author, educator, and the founder of Tools for Motherhood. Please help me welcome a woman who is transforming the way we approach family life, Dr. Mary Duncan. And Dr. Mary, you've spent 35 years in education, but you say the most revolutionary moment in your life was becoming a mom. How did that personal experience shift your professional focus into early childhood?
Being a mother is something that I had a struggle with at the beginning of my married life. And so for 6 years, we struggled with infertility. And then from there, I finally was able to get pregnant after 6 years. So when I finally had my son, I was overjoyed to say the least. And so he was actually born a month early. And with that, he was also born on the school cutoff date. So for him, I was concerned about perhaps developmental delays, also with him being perhaps the youngest child in class. So, with that, I was really concerned as a teacher that my son would be on a 12-year trajectory of being behind. And so my goal was when he took a nap, I would do my research. I'd pull out my early childhood textbooks and I would dive into those and discover of those five main subject areas, how could I build personally with my son? How could I build a firm foundation for learning during those first 5 years to help prepare him for success at school?
Why is it so important to concentrate on those first 5 years, in your opinion?
Oh, Kelly, those first 5 years are foundational because as parents, we are literally the architect of our child's learning foundation because the first 5 years, about 90% of brain development takes place during this window of time. Yes, our children are adorable. They're so cute with those chubby legs, but their brains are absorbing so much. And there are strategies we can do during ordinary times of the day using things we have around the home, not expensive toys, but by adding in a few strategies here or there, that's the thing I want to equip moms with, that they can build that foundation so when their child gets to school, the teacher can build on it.
Tell us about some of those strategies because, like you said, they don't cost anything. And there are things that you have around the house where you can use them.
Oh, laundry baskets, taking socks out and sorting them, looking at the patterns, matching the sizes. When you are at the grocery store, looking for different colors, red, sharing with our child that there's a red apple, yellow banana, green cucumber, taking out a cereal box, whether you're at the store and you're doing your grocery shopping, walking up and down the aisles, or if you're just taking it out of the cupboard, looking at the front of the box and saying, oh, where is a bee? Mealtime, asking questions about the day, involving them in conversation, helping to increase their language development. Bedtime, this is when their bodies are tired, they're about to drift off. These are important times to instill um, not only reading, but kissing them goodnight and helping their self-esteem, knowing that they're loved and cared for. So those are different, just random ideas.
But it's just one of those things that in the everyday course of life that you can teach your kids because they're like sponges at that age, those first 5 years.
Yes, exactly, Kelly. When let's say you're out walking from the house to the car, you can count your steps along the way. If you see two sticks on the sidewalk, you can talk about which one is longer, which one is shorter. These are simple words that we are helping our child learn. These are descriptive words. I almost think of it as like labeling their environment, helping them to understand the world around them by putting labels, putting words to them. If they point to something like dog, then the mom can take that and say, yes, that's a dog. It's a brown dog. Oh, he's big, isn't he? Or he's little. And again, taking where the child is at, and then it's called scaffolding, to another level of increasing their language development.
You talk about 5 main subject areas for school readiness. Can you go over those?
Sure. In one of my classes, I talk specifically about age appropriate activities in each of these. I've broken them down, spent 30 years researching this. My master's and my doctorate were very focused specifically on these areas because as a classroom teacher, I saw specifically the 5 main subject areas: math, science, social skills, writing, and reading. From that, I broke it down into age appropriate, and then I help moms to understand the cycles of the day and when those activities can literally be used to enhance the learning, to maximize the time. Now, we may think, oh man, I don't have hours in a day to add in more learning. That's okay. Even 9 minutes, that's my goal. That's what I try and encourage mothers. 9 minutes a day, for example. 2 minutes could be while your child is playing with blocks on the floor, sitting down next to them and counting together as they stack them up. Something else could be, again, reading books. That's a wonderful thing to add into the day. And again, I talk about different times you can add in quiet type activities or big muscle activities where they need to get outside and play. So those are a few ideas.
A lot of parents today are feeling that parenting guilt or even burnout. How does having a specific set of tools actually help reduce that emotional burden?
I think mothers are, there is so much pressure on them nowadays to create these Pinterest perfect lessons, color coordinated tools. That's not the case. Matter of fact, I was in Haiti working at, doing some volunteer work at an orphanage. And there I used what was available. They were rocks and dirt. And from that, I helped them to learn A B pattern of math. One little boy had never seen his name before. We did it with glue and we sprinkled sand on top. Again, it doesn't matter what the socioeconomic level of a parent is. They can use the tools they have and not feel guilty. We can add in simple things. That's why my focus is 9 minutes a day. We can add that in. We have our children at home basically 1,800 days, let's say, from birth to by the time they get to school, roughly around there. And within each of those, between the infant, the toddler, and the preschooler, there are specific things that we can do. And I do share this in some of my classes.
Now, you do have a book as well as the classes, and I know there are probably some parents out there, some moms going, I need help. Where can they find you? Where can they find your book and more information?
Oh, thank you. Actually, I have 4 of them. The first one was called You Really Can Make a Difference. This is my latest one. It's a 2-in-1. It's tools for parenthood because so many fathers have also been a part of what I do. And then this one has over 1,000 ideas, and it's a resource guide that parents can flip through. But the class, I have an 8-week mom experience that's coming up that I've been working on for several years. And I'm retiring here at the end of the month, and I'm looking forward to diving into this full bore and share this more with moms.
Okay, one piece of advice that you can leave for those new moms out there who may be feeling overwhelmed. What would you tell them?
Everyday moments, we may think that it's insignificant, but it matters because we are building that learning foundation with our children. Focus on one child, one activity for 1 minute. any time of day, any room in the house. And you can do it. You can help to build that strong foundation in your child. You, my friend, are the first and most important teacher in the life of your child.
Dr. Mary Duncan, thank you so much for your words of encouragement for a lot of those moms out there who may be feeling a little overwhelmed, shall we say. Dr. Mary Duncan, the founder of Tools for Motherhood. And we'll be right back with more Biz TV.